What's up, y'all? This is Will here at Schedulefly, and this is another in our Timeless Advice series. This is with Travis Todd of Ocean Odyssey up in Cambridge, Maryland, and this is a business that, the business has had several iterations, but his grandparents started a crabbing business on the coast there in Ocean Shore, Maryland, in 1947. This interview was conducted in 2016, so 69 years after his grandparents started the business. It's still a family-owned business. And Travis, grew up in the business, didn't know who was going to be a part of the business. As many people that grew up in restaurants think they may want to do something else, but he wound up being a part of it, and he's been running it for a while with some family members, and he's just an incredible guy. I've really enjoyed talking to Travis over the years. He's been on the podcast more than once. But there was a question asked him during this interview, and I really enjoyed his answer, and I think his answer is so important to anybody that wants to get into this business, because so many people do want to get into this business. The success rate is not always so high, and I think sometimes people wonder, why? Why is that? And I think we have some good insight into that with his answer. But before we get to that, this episode is sponsored by Schedulefly. We are super thrilled to have been in business for 15 years now, serving independent restaurants, breweries, distilleries, coffee shops, ice cream shops, boutique hotels, and just hospitality businesses. We provide a very simple, easy-to-use restaurant employee scheduling and communication software. It's web-based, so your schedule and everything you need to know about communication within your business are with you wherever you go. And we also provide legendary customer support. And we built this business on that foundation of simple software and legendary support. And we've been growing word of mouth for 15 years, and we serve about 6,000 businesses today, hospitality businesses. And we'd love to serve yours. If scheduling is not easy, and if there's ever any communication breakdowns or a lot of time spent creating the schedule, which then changes, and all the different issues that go into Excel and pencil and paper and versions of schedules that are printed and texted to staff. We have a very simple platform. We haven't changed our prices in 15 years. They're still the same today as they were when we started, and they're not going to change. And we take great care of you. 30-day free trial. Check it out, schedulefly.com. Click free trial. You don't have to put in billing info. There's no sales pressure. Nobody's going to call you and try to get you to convert. We're here if you need you. We're here if you need us, and we're very easy to reach if you need us. Otherwise, we leave you alone, and we'd love for you to give it a try. This episode is also sponsored by Flip. That's FLYP, flipmoney.com, or find Flip in the App Store. This is a very cool online banking platform. Comes with a checking account and a debit card. More products coming soon. But here's the unique thing about Flip. Like any credit card you have now, you're going to get rewards for spending money. You'll get cash back, or you'll get some other kind of incentive. I get airline miles. But that's with your credit card. With Flip, they have a debit card, but it's rewards based. And it's gamified, meaning that you get the Flip app on your phone and you use your debit card. And every time you use your debit card, you spin the Flip wheel. It's like spinning like Wheel of Fortune. So you spin the Flip wheel, and you can get 1% cash back, 2%, 5%, 10%, 50%, up to 110%. And if you don't win cash back, you may win Flip coins, and you can pile enough Flip coins, and you can buy merch and things in their store and other types of gifts. So it's very cool. It's started by a great group of folks that we know. They are a partner of ours at Schedulefly, and we're super thrilled to have built this into Schedulefly so that people can get to Flip easily. People love it so far. And the cool thing is, if you enter the promo code Schedulefly when you go sign up for Flip, if you enter Schedulefly as your code and you spend $100 on your debit card in the first 30 days, they're going to give you $20 just for spending that first $100. $20 on the house. So check it out. Flipmoney.com, Flip in the App Store. No ATM fees, no minimum deposit requirements, all the things, the nickel and dime things that big banks get you with. Flip doesn't do that. So very simple product, great support, and happy to spread the word. All right, so let's get to Travis Todd. And I just simply asked him what makes it hard to be successful in this business. And I just love this answer. Quote, there's a lot to consider, and it can change drastically based on what part of the country or state you're in, the population size, and all that fun stuff. The fact is there's always room for a great product. I don't think a lot of people necessarily are aware of how much it costs to run a restaurant. Having the parking lot packed on weekends is great and a necessary thing, but if the clock is ticking, there's an expense happening, whether you like it or not. It's truly a business where almost every sector of the business is related to it. Every sector of business. There's the finance part of it. There's a technology part of it. There's a labor part of it. There's the understanding of the law part of it, agriculture, you name it. Every sector of commerce and of business is connected somehow within the restaurant business. It's a whole lot more than just saying, hey, I've got these great recipes, let's get this thing going. On top of that is understanding that it's really not just starting a business. If you're getting into the restaurant, you're starting a whole new lifestyle. I don't really know if you can avoid that. It's a nonstop, everyday commitment. It can be a great one. Don't get me wrong. It can be amazing. But if you haven't been involved in one before, you'll be very surprised by how your time is going to be spent every day, all day, thinking about it and figuring it out and trying to improve it and worrying about it and celebrating because of it. It's not really a business. If you're in it, it's a lifestyle. It can be a great one, but it is one of the biggest commitments you'll ever make. That comment about it not necessarily just being a business, but it is a lifestyle. And that is so true. It is so true with every restaurant owner that I've ever spoken to. A lot of people think they want to be in the restaurant business, and it has its allures, no doubt about it. And every restaurant owner will tell you that. But that's such a small, the things you see that make it seem really cool. You know, the restaurant owner there, maybe sitting at the bar buying somebody a beer or whatever, walking around greeting customers. It's so cool. But there's so many things that go into this business that you don't see or know about, especially if you've never worked in one. It is hard. It is a grind. In some ways, it's a labor of love, but it is definitely a lifestyle. And it can be super rewarding. It can be super challenging. It can be both. It's going to be both. But you do have to be so prepared for it. And as Travis said, it's one of the biggest commitments you'll ever make. So keep that in mind, not to scare you away from starting your own restaurant. But if you haven't, and we've talked about this on the podcast recently in one of the other episodes, if you haven't worked in a restaurant before you go start a restaurant, definitely work in one. Work a lot of positions, understand how this business works, learn as much as you can because it is such a big commitment, both financially, personally, professionally, psychologically, and will absorb you. Say thank you for listening. More of these coming soon. More regular episodes coming soon. We got a few we're getting lined up here in the next week or two. Appreciate you. And if you have a second, go rate the podcast. We love ratings. If you're on a podcast player that does ratings, give us a rating. The more ratings we get, particularly if they come with comments, the more the algorithms spread this around to more people that get to listen to this great content. So thank you, and stay tuned. See ya.